Hi, good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Good. I know it's still early. Thanks for joining me and being here. Today, I'm going to talk to you about how to deploy Sales Cloud Einstein in minutes. You're in the Einstein Outpost. You've come to the right place. My name is Bonnie Parisi, and in the next 20 minutes, you're going to get to learn all about this. But first, before we begin, I just want to remind everybody that I may make some forward-looking statements about roadmap, and you should make all purchasing decisions based on what's generally available in the product today, not based on anything that might be coming in the future. Any questions on that? All right, so in the 19 minutes that I have left, I have three main objectives. One, we're going to talk about the Einstein difference. I want to make sure you understand what makes Sales Cloud Einstein different from some of the other AI products on the market. I'm also going to talk about how to determine if your org is ready for Sales Cloud Einstein. And we actually have opportunities here for you to run some of that readiness right here at Trailhead DX. And lastly, I want to make sure that you know what to expect when you actually turn on Sales Cloud Einstein. Those three things, 18 minutes ago. Are we ready? It's a lot of content. All right, so Salesforce Einstein. What we're doing with Einstein is we're taking the world's #1 CRM and we're making it the world's smartest CRM. So how are we doing that? Well, it all starts first with data. It's your data. It's the data that's in your CRM today, the data that you've been entering since you first logged on to Salesforce, information about your contacts, leads, accounts, opportunities. And then we're taking artificial intelligence and layering on data science that's specific to your org. Predictions that are relevant to the data that exists in your org, to the business processes that you follow. And we're doing all of this in the Salesforce platform, which means that you can take advantage of all of the platform features that you would expect when you're working in Salesforce, including seeing those insights and predictions exactly where you'd expect them, where you're already working, in your Sales Console, or within Service Cloud, or within Marketing Cloud. And Salesforce just keeps getting smarter. We're continuing to build out new features across all of our clouds. Here's just a few features that we've been releasing across all of the various clouds in the last releases. And Sales Cloud Einstein now has 8 generally available features, including 1 feature in beta. And we're going to focus on a lot of that today. So why are we doing this? Why are we continuing to invest in AI and in Einstein? Well, because we believe that intelligent automation is going to drive the next level of productivity for sales. We already see this in our day-to-day life. Just by a show of hands, how many of you have ever gotten a recommendation for a reply email to send based on something that you've received? Okay, a lot of hands. And what about a social app recommending a connection for you? Well, of course, this happens to us every day. That's exactly intelligent automation in action. And we want to take this and apply this to make your sales cycle more predictable. Reps are being inundated with structured and unstructured data constantly, and they just don't have enough time to process this and make sense of it. And this is where intelligent AI comes in. Intelligent AI on top of your sales is going to surface to your reps what they should prioritize, the actionable sales insights. Who should they connect with next? Who they should be prioritizing, how do they close that next deal, and answer really important questions like, what's my sales number going to be at the end of this month? And that's exactly what we're doing with Sales Cloud Einstein. We're enabling every rep to sell smarter, and we're focusing on 3 key objectives. The first one is all about boosting win rates. When you enable Sales Cloud Einstein, it's like having your own personal data scientist right in your org. It's analyzing your own org data and providing you with insights that help reps prioritize things like opportunities and leads so they know who to focus on first. This is showing incredible gain with some of our customers who are seeing up to 30% increase in win rates from their sales reps. The next thing is all about providing simple, intuitive, and rich analytics to allow reps to understand and see their entire sales pipeline and those trends and take action on those trends. We want to make sure that everybody has that visibility. And because we've been working with sales teams for the last 19 years and worked with hundreds of thousands of customers, we know a thing or two about what dashboards and KPIs are important. And with Sales Cloud Einstein, we've prepackaged a lot of those to make sure that everybody is getting the right data and data analysis on their organization. And last, we want to focus on productivity. Anybody here enjoy data entry? Just a quick, no hands on that one. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say this. So productivity in Sales Cloud Einstein is allowing reps to focus on what they do best, which is selling. Reps don't want to enter things like contacts, activities that they're working on. And Sales Cloud Einstein allows all of that to happen automatically and let the reps focus on developing those relationships with their customers. So what makes Sales Cloud Einstein different than some of the other AI products on the market? When we think about Einstein, obviously Einstein was brilliant, and his brilliance was really grounded in an important philosophy. I just want to read this quote from Einstein. "The definition of genius is taking the complex and making it simple." And this quote is grounded in our design principles and our philosophy for how we built Sales Cloud Einstein. So when you look at what traditional AI, what happens with traditional AI or some of the products that are on the market, the first thing is you need some data scientists. And data scientists aren't really easy to come by, and they're expensive. So once you can actually get some data scientists, bring them into your org, then it's a matter of being able to look at your data. You need to be able to extract that data out of your CRM, use often some highly specialized analytical tools for them to normalize the data and start to build the models. And of course, that's where the data scientist shines, building customized, complex models that'll provide insights to your org. Well, once that's done, you need a way to get these back to the rep, which means bringing them back into your CRM, which likely means development or configuration by your administrator. That's a very long and expensive process. With Sales Cloud Einstein, we've reduced the number of steps by automating a ton of this. We already have the data normalized in your system, automatic extraction and analysis, and these models that are built real time against your org expedites the process. And then again, we push that right back into the Salesforce platform that you're already using without any impact or need to do configuration or custom development, so that the reps are seeing those scores, those insights back on the platform within 24 hours, usually less. So now you know why Sales Cloud Einstein is different. You might be asking, well, how do I know if my org is ready? I'm going to talk a little bit about this here, and I encourage you to go check out the assessor station just over there underneath the big hot air balloon, where you can actually run an assessor and talk to some experts about what that means for your org. So it's super easy to get your own personalized Einstein readiness report. You simply go into setup, or you can go to the assessor by going to einsteinreadiness.salesforce.com, and you literally click the button that says Assess Your Sales Cloud Einstein Readiness. In a matter of minutes, you have a personalized assessment report specific to your org. And it looks a little bit like this. You're going to see a front page. We use that red light, green light scoring that shows you, okay, these features are good to go, no action necessary. These features might need a little bit of work. That's on the front page. And then every feature has a detailed page that gives you details on what are we looking for? What amount of data do we need? What kind of data do we need? And what are some actions that you might be able to take to address the gaps to make sure that you're going to get the maximum benefit from this feature when you enable it? Again, it's a matter of minutes, and you can run it here today just under the orange hot air balloon just to my right. So now you know within minutes, is your org ready, and what features is it ready for today? So on your mark, get set, deploy. So I want to make sure that I address these 3 simple questions before we leave here today in the next 10 minutes or so that we have left. How do you turn on Sales Cloud Einstein? Where are you going to see it within your org? And how do you know that it's adding value to your org? What's the impact of Sales Cloud Einstein? So the first thing, how do you turn it on? All right, get out your pens and papers. It's a long process of steps. You're going to want to write it down. I'm just kidding. You go into setup, you simply type Einstein Sales, and there's an assisted setup that you can click on. From there, you can easily assign licenses and permissions to the people that you want in your org, and then it's all about selecting which features you want to enable. So let's take one feature, opportunity scoring, or opportunity insights rather. Remember that long process I talked about? You're going to want to get your data scientists ready, have them extract the data, start to normalize it. I'm just kidding. That was the old way of doing AI. With Sales Cloud Einstein, you're literally going to toggle a button and click Enable. As soon as you toggle that pref, your data is being analyzed and Einstein is crunching the numbers. And within 24 hours, you will have scores written back to your Salesforce org on all of your opportunities. You can also select where you want to configure these scores to appear. So you can have these show up on your list views. You can have the default components show up on some of your default page layouts. And then we have some features that do require a little bit more input. Take lead scoring, for example. You want to make sure that you're sharing which of your sales processes you use when you do a lead convert. So do you convert your leads to accounts and contacts, or does your lead conversion process focus on accounts, contacts, and opportunities? You specify that, click Enable, and boom, Einstein is crunching the numbers. And as I mentioned, it takes about 24 hours, or we say it can take up to 24 hours to get your scores written back. Most of our customers see scores written back within 2 hours. So 2 hours from enablement to actually seeing data science in action. Pretty incredible. All right, so enablement is easy. You could have enabled in the time it took me to explain to you enablement. Now we're going to talk about where will Sales Cloud Einstein appear within your org. So Einstein makes your entire CRM smarter. It shows up in the home page, standard out-of-box Einstein component showing you an aggregate of all of the insights, automated contacts, account insights, opportunity insights, right there on the home page. Einstein also shows insights in context to the record that it's sharing an insight for. So opportunity insights showing up on the opportunity record itself, account insights showing up on the account records, and lead score showing up directly on your lead score, on your lead record. And Einstein also helps build your contacts. Remember earlier when I mentioned nobody likes data entry? With Einstein automated contacts, Einstein will actually automatically create contacts directly in the CRM that you're having conversations with, but that don't exist in your CRM yet, if your admin chooses to enable that to do so automatically. And you can actually see the notifications of which contacts have been added. You also can use Einstein to prioritize your lists. So when a sales rep comes in the morning and knows they have to work down a list of leads, how do they know what leads to work first? Well, usually they don't. They just start calling. But with Einstein and Einstein lead scoring, you can add the score to your list view, sort by your lead score, and have that rep prioritize the list of leads that they're going to work, so they're calling the ones that are most likely to convert. And because we're on the Salesforce platform, you can use our app builder to click and drag our out-of-box standard Einstein component onto any of your page layouts or build custom components using the Einstein fields. More robust features with the Salesforce platform allow you to create process automation through workflow or process builder. Maybe you want to create a trigger when an opportunity drops below a certain score that sends a chatter post to the manager and the sales rep that they need to take some kind of action. You can do that with these fields because they're in the Salesforce platform. And for those of you who haven't yet made the transition to Lightning, who here is on Lightning? All the hands go up. Almost all the hands go up. OK, but if you're still on Classic, with the spring release, we do have 2 features that are available in Salesforce Classic. Einstein Opportunity Scoring and Einstein Lead Scoring will work in your Classic org until you make the transition to Lightning, and then you can take advantage of all the other generally available features. All right, so we know how to assess our org, we know how to enable it, and we know where all of those rich Einstein insights are going to appear. So then the question that I get asked a lot is, well, how do I know if it's working? How do I know that Einstein is actually adding value to my org? Well, remember those rich data analytics and sales analytics that I mentioned to you earlier? Pre-packaged with Sales Cloud Einstein, you get these analytics that are going to show you things like lead score performance summary, conversion rates by lead score, and average lead score conversion by source, which is really helpful when you're considering where do you need to spend your marketing dollars next. You also get to see your own company-level predictors. Remember I mentioned that Einstein is like your own personal data scientist? Well, these are specific to your org. What are the predictive factors that are influencing your models, that are influencing your leads to convert? You get details of that predictive field and where that predictive field the percentage of leads with that field within your org. So you can really focus on data cleanup or making sure that there's data integrity, knowing what's affecting your lead conversion. And as I mentioned, we're in our 4th release of Sales Cloud Einstein. So Spring 18 was the 4th release since we GA'd Sales Cloud Einstein. And we have a ton of customers using this and seeing quantifiable results. Silverline has been using Einstein Opportunity Insights, and they've seen a 30% increase in win rates with their sales reps. Salesforce Inbox is used by Easy Taxi, which is like the Uber of Latin America, because they needed to increase their rep productivity. And by putting the power of this mobile inbox in all of their reps' hands, they were able to do so. And talk about data entry. Worldwide Equipment Company is seeing 10x the amount of data entered into their system with little or no impact to any of their sales reps using Einstein Activity Capture. They're able to automatically log all of those activities, their emails, their meetings, without ever having to click a button. It just shows up in their activity timeline. So if you were familiar with Sales Cloud Einstein when we launched a year ago, and some of the other amazing features that I've talked to you about today, you'll think, wow, that sounds like a lot of different products. I mentioned Inbox, I mentioned Analytics, I mentioned some of those Sales Cloud Einstein features. Well, before the spring release, we actually had 3 products that we were selling, which totaled $150 per user per month. But as we talked to customers and as we built out these features, we realized that it didn't make sense to sell these products separately, that we need the richness of those analytics, the mobility and intelligence of Inbox, and all of those rich Einstein features to come together. And so with the Spring 18 release, just our most recent release, we've actually packaged all of these 3 things together for a single per user per month license of $50. So again, that's Inbox, Sales Analytics app, and Sales Cloud Einstein, including all those generally available features I mentioned. There really is no better time to experience some of the incredible intelligence that Einstein has to offer on your sales platform. So now that you know the Einstein difference, you know how to install it, and the impact that it's going to have on your org, what are you waiting for? That's all I have for today. Any questions I can answer? Go ahead. So the question, just to repeat the question, is what do unlicensed Sales Cloud Einstein users see? They just won't see the components. So it's all driven by permissions. The license, it's a permission set license, and so as long as you have those feature-specific permissions, you'll see the component, and those that don't have it just won't. So the Einstein will crunch the numbers across all of your data. The people that have the appropriate permissions, so the question was, who needs a license? And the answer is, Einstein will crunch the numbers across all of your data. So we'll score all of your leads, but you need a license with the appropriate permissions in order to see the insights or the score fields. Any other questions? If you're already a Sales Analytics app customer. So if you already hold a Sales Analytics app license, definitely talk to your rep, because obviously there's a ton of robust features, and they can certainly help you if you're interested in taking advantage of the full suite of Sales Cloud Einstein that includes Sales Analytics app. I'm sorry, I can't hear you. One more time, sorry. So the specific feature, so the question was, if I'm using external objects, will this work? So the specific features, some of the ones that I talked about, like lead scoring, it's all of your custom and standard fields on the lead object. Same on the opportunity score with the opportunity object. We are working to incorporate custom objects as well into the models. Not in the spring release. All right. right, thanks everybody. If there are no more questions, enjoy the rest of Trailhead DX.